Hello, my name is Fenna. Welcome to my channel. And today we are talking about red flags because I think we've all been there, right? And in hindsight, we sometimes think, why did I not see this? And then we do it again. But hopefully not anymore, because in this video I will explore with you why we tend to ignore red flags, the consequences, and what to do about it, because love doesn't have to be blind. And I'm going to explain to you why. Oh, the red flags, the warning signs or indication of potential future issues. I once played a game with my sister and we took turns listing the red flags that we had ignored in our lives. Yeah, there were a few. And if you are in a limerence episode, or you ever have been in a limerence episode, you for sure ignored some red flags, and I'm jumping right in to look with you why we do that. And the first reason is we have desire for connection. Humans are deeply social creatures and we are driven by a need for connection and also for companionship. And it's not really an option, it's a human need. We have to. And when we're searching for love, individuals may prioritize the desire for connection over the rational evaluation of the relating. And this strong emotional pull can lead to the suppressing or dismissal of red flags that threaten the potential for romantic connection. So we want to see the potential for a romantic connection as humans. Reason number 2, optimism and hope. In the early stages of dating, individuals often approach relationship with a very optimistic look. We are hoping for the best possible outcome. And of course we do. I mean, otherwise no one would start a relationship. But this optimism can cloud the judgment and it can make it a little bit challenging to identify and acknowledge the red flags, because people are convincing themselves that the red flags are temporary. They can be overcome, and they can be overcome with love and understanding and a whole lot of work and a whole lot of patience. The hope that the relationship will eventually be what we want it to be. I talk a lot about hope, and hope is an emotion that gets us in a lot of trouble, actually. It stills us and it keeps up us in relationships and situationships, by the way, that needed to end a long time ago. Reason number 3, the fear of being alone. The fear of being alone or the pressure to be in a relationship can influence people to ignore red flags because they may believe that settling for someone with red flags is better than the alternative, like being single/alone. And this fear-driven decision-making can prevent to prioritize your own personal well-being. You compromise too much. Number 4, emotional investment. As people become more emotionally invested, they may become more and more willing subconsciously to overlook the red flags, because the time and the energy and the emotions already invested can create a sunk cost fallacy and making it very difficult to walk away, even when the warning signs are there. And this emotional investment can lead to a reluctance to acknowledge and address the problems and the red flags. We're hoping that things will improve one day. Everything will be okay in the end over time. And we call this the loss aversion. People rather invest some more than to take our loss. And sometimes we even find it a little bit annoying when other people, like friends, point out the red flags for us because we don't want to see this and we invested so much and we don't want to see that maybe we made a mistake. Number 5, lack of self-worth and poor boundaries. Low self-esteem or lack of self-worth can contribute to the tendency to ignore red flags in dating because we may believe that we don't deserve better, that this is it, we cannot do any better than this. And the fear that comes with the idea that we will never find someone can make us accept situations that we shouldn't accept. And we are willing to tolerate behaviors or situations that are not really that good for us. Or we think that it's really good to have a lot of patience with this person, and sometimes we stay in this unidentified weirdness, or we accept behavior because we don't want to pressure anyone. We pretend to be okay with this. We pretend to be okay with being this casual. And when we ignore red flags and we pretend anything, we're out of integrity. And ignoring a red flag is actually a red flag because we are handling out of integrity. Number 6, addiction. When we are dealing with intermittent contact / intermittent reward, we slowly train our brain into being addicted to this person. And then it's not a question if we want or don't want contact with this person, because we need contact. We need contact in order to regulate our hormones. Because when we don't, even if we don't want to, when we don't contact them, we go through withdrawal, and that can be very painful. So we stay in contact because of the regulation of our hormones, even if we know that this relating is not good for us. Number 7, the trauma bond. Feeling stuck in a cycle of abuse and having simultaneously positive reinforcement and a constant returning to the person, even though you know that this is not a healthy situation for you. And subconsciously there are different forces that keep you in this bond, and we do that over and over again. I will make a video on the trauma bond because it's a whole subject on its own. Of course, in the beginning, people don't always show us their red flags. I mean, we are all at our best behavior. No one says on a first date, oh, by the way, I'm an alcoholic and a converted narcissist with sexual problems and a long list of failed relationships because of my fears and sometimes aggression. Because I'm so insecure and I'm hiding that because I don't want you to see my vulnerability, and I have this childhood trauma in there where it's, it all stems from this. Cheers. I mean, no one does that. And by the way, not everybody with red flags are narcissists or bad people. But ignoring red flags is not good for you. And these people are not good for you. They may be really great persons, really great friends, really great whatever. But they're not good for you. So what are the consequences of ignoring red flags? Well, I think we know that ignoring red flags can have some negative consequences, including emotional turmoil. Overlooking red flags can lead to emotional turmoil as we people find ourselves in relationships and situations and dealing with people that are incompatible and unhealthy or even sometimes abusive. And ignoring red flags can also result in prolonged emotional distress and anxiety and a whole lot of damage to our self-esteem. And we waste time and energy, and we all pour this in the wrong person. We close ourselves off for more healthy relating, for finding a better fit. So, okay, that's not very uplifting. What can we do? Of course, you don't have the guarantee that you will never ignore or not notice a red flag. I mean, we're human. But you can do different things to protect yourself a little bit. And we can learn from our previous experiences. Thank God. I listed 6 things what you can do. Number 1, very important, choosing long over short. Long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. That means not playing with fire anymore, and it means choosing wisely instead of going with the excitement. Number 2 is take your values and yourself very seriously. This is not spielerij. This is your life we are talking about. And your life and you, your future and your values matter tremendously. And living in integrity is a very big protector for a limerent episode, because it guides us in what to do and not to do, what to want and not to want, and what to choose also. Let your integrity be your guide. Number 3, and I always talk about this, have a plan. It's so important. When you are in the dating field, please take 5 minutes to write down what you want and what you're looking for. Preferably before you are on a 6th date or having sex. What kind of relationship do you want? Do you want to have a monogamous relationship? Do you want to have a lot of contact? Do you want to see your partner every day, or rather every week, or not that much? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? And please communicate this at the beginning and not after a few months. Communication on what you want and what you do not want makes you a little bit vulnerable, but also protects you from a lot of disappointment when you, after a while, start to realize that you are not on the same page. Number 4, what you can do against red flags is count the mismatches in the beginning, before you date them. And with mismatches, I mean the incompatibilities. To date a person that is long distance, or is 20 years older or younger, or who has a different religion, or who wants to have an open relationship, and you don't want that. If you continue with this, you are in trouble. So please, more than one mismatch gives a very simple rule. Don't date them. And number 5, that's the last one. There were 5 actually, not 6. Is learn to leave. Thinking that you might die or you will never be happy again without this person gets us in so much trouble, because of course you will not die, and of course you will survive, and of course you will be happy again, happier. So practice to leave. If we all could leave, bad relationships after 2 months instead of 10 years, the world would be so much better. And if you ever walked away from something toxic, you teach yourself that you can do it again. And you will not die, you will survive, and you will thrive. I am very curious, what are the red flags that you ignored? So please, if you want to leave them in a comment, I would be very happy. And for now, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye.